Another episode of Cannabis Health Radio. I'm Ian Jessup.
And I'm Corey Elland.
As many regular listeners are aware, with this podcast, we interview people from around the world who have used cannabis to treat very serious illnesses and diseases. In some cases, doctors have given up on them and offered no hope.
And we do this to help as many people as we possibly can with inspiring stories of those who have made remarkable, positive changes in their health through the use of cannabis. Our mission at Cannabis Health Radio is to make a difference in the lives of others. But we can't do this alone. We need your help.
To assist us in continuing our work, go to the donate page on our website, cannabishealthradio.com, and make a financial contribution today.
You can find various ways to support us, either through a one-time donation or a monthly contribution through Patreon. This is listener-supported radio, folks, and we do need your help, both in helping others and to keep us up and running. Please make a contribution today. Both Ian and I thank you for your support, and thank you for listening.
Our guest today injured his foot in an accident 10 years ago, causing him considerable pain, discomfort, along with balance problems. He researched cannabis, which led him into forming his own companies in the Netherlands, and he's starting one in Spain. And joining us is Martijn. And Martijn doesn't want us to use his last name, which is fine. Martijn, thanks for doing this. We greatly appreciate it.
You're welcome. Good evening. Nice to be here.
Tell us about the accident that damaged your foot. What happened?
I worked in the harbor, and I was lashing and securing of cargo in and exporting in whole Europe, the whole wide world. And a forklift of 16,000 kilos just drove backwards and hit me. Ooh. Didn't saw me, and my foot was the wooden block. And yeah, he ran me over, and with that amount of force that came free, I jumped from standing still 3.5 meters into a pile of water, and the damage was done.
What did the doctors say about the damage to your foot?
The first doctor said, just put some bandage around it and go to your own hospital in Rotterdam and see it out through the weekend, because it was also Friday evening. So the whole weekend I was sitting at home having a lot of pain, and at Monday I went to the doctor in the hospital, and they told me my calcaneus was broken in different places. It scattered a piece of bone, fragmented off of my wrist, and they couldn't do anything. There was one option with one specialist in Holland, and he had to operate me directly within the 5 hours it was happened. They didn't, so I have to live with it the rest of my life.
So surgery had to happen within 5 hours, and of course This was about 48 hours later, and there's nothing they could do.
It's 72 hours later.
72 hours. Yeah, your math is better than mine.
No worries.
So,
no problem.
How has this impacted your life? Tell us about that.
I had a good, stable life. I had a big house. I had a girlfriend. I had a steady income. I earned a lot of money monthly. I had a steady contract. And it was the job of my life. I was doing it. I loved it, and making a lot of money, working a lot of hours, but I loved it. And then I've got HDAD, and I love to work 90 hours a week. And if you're working 90 hours a week and you have an accident, and then you're sitting at home 24 hours a day, the walls will come after you. Mm-hmm. Because I was ill, I went to the special situation we have here in Holland. It's called an illness law. After 2 years, you're kicked out of it, and you'll be left on your own. So that's what happened with me. Went down the drain, lost my job because they couldn't find another job for me fitted with my injuries. It's brought me right down to I didn't want to go. And then I will start looking for another option, because I had so much pain, and also the recovery of my my illnesses were taking very long time. I was with CAPS for 9 months. After 9 months, I need to learn to re-walk again. And this comes with a lot of pain and with a lot of angerment, because I was not capable of doing this anymore. And this is a very depth point in my life.
Yes, you mentioned that when you took every step, it was like stepping into 7 knives.
Yeah, every step I have to take is like stepping into 6, 7 knives. This much pain I had at my feet. So I went to the doctors. First they sent me home with sleeping pills and taking pain medicine. So they prescribed me drugs, but not the pharmaceutical drugs, and not the correct drugs that I wanted. Because I was smoking from my 12 years of age, already cannabis on regular basis. And it helped me through the process of curing my feet. But it wasn't enough. So I was getting back to the hospital, and they gave me painkillers. I also was very depressed at that time. Nobody wanted to help me. The government shut me down. The doctors wouldn't prescribe me the Bedrocan medicinal cannabis that we have here in Holland. So yeah, I was walking to many walls with my bad feet. Wow.
Martin, is your foot deformed?
No, not in the actual position of my feet. It was broken, and because they didn't put it in the correct position, because my feet was so swollen that 9 months. Yeah. My feet is in an 50-ish degree, not a 90 degree, but a 60 degree angle. So this is for me very hard to walk. It's now 10 years ago, and I can walk normally, but in days like today it's raining a lot, I have a lot of pain, and walking is not so easy as normal.
Do you walk with a limp?
Yeah, sometimes on bad days, yes.
Yeah.
And it's causing other damaging to my hip bones too, but also on my good side, on my left side, it's causing more pain, more headache, because it's the weight is, I have moved my weight balanced to my left side, so everything is balanced on my left side. I compensated my right side, and sometimes it's not nice, because when you go to bed, I couldn't put anything on my feet. No blanket, no towel, nothing. The weight of it hurts very much.
Martin, when you said earlier that you were very depressed, did you ever contemplate suicide?
No, I'm a good and a strong person in that. There were some times that I was so far down the drain that how I need to get out of this. Just put some music on, smoke the big spliff, and everything comes. Start thinking a way of how to dissolve the problems you have, instead of sitting down and say, "Oh, I'm so hurt. I'm a miserable guy," and so on. It doesn't help you. So you really need to help yourself also, and it's the way of thinking. And sometimes mushrooms can do a lot of things to help you compete the fear, still anger, still depression, still many things. It helped me to open up my mind and being more thinking out of the box.
Martin, when did you start to discover cannabis oil? You mentioned that you smoked and have been smoking since you were 12. But cannabis oil, tell us about that journey.
In 2007, after I was sick of all the drugs that was prescribed to me from the pharmaceuticals, I was start looking for different options, and I became a member of the Dutch Medicinal Cannabis Club. And through my doctors, through my illnesses, I was applied to getting medicinal cannabis from Rotterdam, the company here in Holland. Only because my doctor is not at a good feet with me. He's an old-fashioned man. He do not want to prescribe medicinal cannabis for me, so I don't have the prescription. I have approved from my pain specialist from the hospital. I have approval from my insurance company they will say they will pay it fully. 2 years ago, they gave me already the approval, and until this day, I still not received any grams of Bedrocam, medicinal cannabis. Because the doctors say, I don't know how to prescribe you. I don't know what the prescription is. I don't know how to write it out. I don't want to. I'm an old man. And this is a lack in Holland, what we are having. We have the company, we have the product. There are some pain specialists at the hospitals that say, yes, you can go for this medicine, and they can't prescribe it to you, because the doctor won't do it. And then, I bought my own I heard about cannabis oil. I bought it at the first beginning, and I had a lot of relief with it. It stopped me smoking more than like 30 euros a day of cannabis. It reduced it to 15 euros a day on cannabis, so it halves my doses of weed smoking. And I didn't have a lot of pain anymore.
How much oil were you doing in a day?
Just rice drops, 3-4 rice drops a day in the beginning. And as much as the pain goes up, I will take more.
Yeah.
And because I was also living off the expenses of the state, I don't have a lot of money, so right. I was trying to find ways to make my own oils, and I'm starting doing this because my curation also about the product, and it helps, and it is nature one. I can make it my own, and I was doing investigation daily, about 3 to 5 hours to investigate what about cannabis, how to grow, what to do, how to make oil, how you make seeds still, in whatever cake, how you make cake still, tinctures, how to make everything. And then comes the curiosity. When I made my first batch, what was in it? I know I made it, I did all my best,
right.
But I found a connection, a laboratorium who wants to test my sample. I need to pay for it, of course, but it was no problem, because I really wanted to know the potential of my cannabinoids that were into my product I made. So I was very proud. My first test came back at 63% of THC.
That's good.
So I was very happy.
No doubt.
In the beginning, and and so this began of the cannabis oil.
So that must have opened a whole new door for you, being able to control your pain a lot better, and just have a different quality of life, a better quality of life.
Yeah, and the quality of the cannabis I now get off the black market or a friend's, or it's still better than the medicinal cannabis of Bedrocam from Holland. They radiate their weed before they send it out to patients, and I really don't like radiations.
No, understandably.
Especially not on my natural herbs.
Yes.
Martin, what was your pain like when you were smoking every day. And what was it like after you started taking the cannabis oil? Give us some idea of the pain level.
The pain level, if I can give it a number in 0 to 10, and 0 is the less and 10 is the most. In the beginning I had a 9.5. And then when I smoked, that reduced it to a 6. But it was still up front. And when I use oil, it moves it to the back, and I can give it a number of 1, 2, sometimes 3. If I have a bad day, it will be the 4 or 5. But I have more good days than bad days in a year.
So a significant impact.
Yeah, and it improved my life also. I was a type I was like a ticking bomb. It was something was not good. Like this, something needs to happen. I was exploding like a bomb. It was my HDAD.
Once you got your pain relatively under control, did your mood change? The depression?
Yeah. I see the things more positive. Sometimes I can see also the negatives first, because I had been through a lot. And my accident definitely changed my life, and the oil changed it in a good way back. Yes.
It's interesting, Martin, interviewing the people that we do on this program, when people have these horrible health experiences, and for some people it really is horrible, but they recover from it using cannabis oil, and it takes their life in a different direction, and a more positive direction for most people. Would you agree, Corey?
Absolutely, I would, yes.
Yeah.
It makes it more livable. Yeah.
Yes, very much so.
And I think that's what's happened to you. You had this horrible accident on the docks at Rotterdam, and you suffer pain considerably. You discover cannabis oil, and now you're starting several companies to produce it legally in the Netherlands and in Spain. And it's taken you in a direction that you probably never would have gone had you not had your accident. Correct?
Yes. Yeah, correctly. Yeah, totally agree with that. Yeah.
So tell us how you started your company.
After a few years sitting at home, the walls will come at me, like I told you before. You start thinking, I have to do something. So I started a head shop, smart shop, and want to provide people with good intentions, good information, how about to grow medicinal plants for yourself if you are capable to do. I can provide you with the seeds, with the nutritions, everything. So I did. I opened up my shop in 2012, and started and did my own thing. We did nothing illegal. That's one thing I want to make sure. We did nothing illegal. I worked with on a lot of cannabis fairs through Europe with a machine called the vaporizer. It's one of the first Dutch vaporizers in Europe. My friend is the inventor. I help him out on the fair, so this is how I rolled in this cannabis industry. Start making more contacts with more and more people, and from this one day I came back from a cannabis fair in Prague, Cannabis, and they changed the law in Holland last March 2015. And in this law, it's illegal to have knowledge or give knowledge about growing, about having material on stock, but only for big and illegal growth. I wasn't doing this. I was helping patients. With my maximum that I sold was one tent with one light and 5 plants in, 5 seeds in there, and just for people to grow their own medicine, to make their own oils. just providing information and giving them the tools to do it their own. This is what the government didn't like, and they raided my shop, and I'm still now fighting against the government about this case. The reason why they raided my shop is I was illegally stealing electricity. Now, they took the meter and they did an investigation, and there was nothing wrong with the meter. The only illegal thing they say I did was just put the plug into the socket and use the power. Nothing more.
Oh, so, you're a hardcore criminal.
Oh yeah. and paying for this electricity also that was very hardcore criminal. I was. So on this false accusations, they closed my shop. The mayor in this town said, "Yeah, you're stealing electricity. You're providing information we're not like to have in this. It's not into this city, and more of this criminality, how I call it, because it's people, they don't know what they are talking about. Really, they are sitting on their asses, drinking wine 3 times a day, a bottle, and making decisions that destroys people's lives."
I know, it's the same all over the world.
Yeah, so I don't have to explain myself more.
No, we understand you completely. Now, the government of the Netherlands has voted in favor of allowing citizens to grow cannabis. And for listeners, smoking cannabis in coffee shops is legal, but growing it was not. Does that change anything for you, Martin?
Just this week is a new how do you call it? A new law is just voted,
yep.
And it's for against regulating the back door of the coffee shops. So it makes it now happen if the first chamber allows it, because they need to vote also for it. It allows that the coffee shops are able to grow their own cannabis. This is a step forward in Holland, yes. For the medical patients, there is non-step taken because it wasn't mentioned into this program or into this. There's nothing said about people can grow about 5 plants for themselves. We got a gray area rule, like I call it. It's they allow you to grow 5 plants without any facilitate of a tent, no suction, no filter, no light, no nutrition, nothing, just plain nature into the garden. You can't make any, if your neighbor complains to the cop, to the police, they come and they will grab them, they will take them off. Also, when you are a patient, does not make matter. It's the same like in the States. In some states it is legal, but in the whole America, it is still illegal. That is what we have also a bit in Holland.
Yeah, it's confusing all over.
Yeah.
Martin, why did you decide to start up a company in Spain?
Because I'm not able to do it in Holland right now.
I thought maybe that was your answer. Yeah, I thought maybe that was your answer.
Time is money, and I need to restart. I need to start now. Also, I have my company Hampshire. We're providing good products to people. This company, it's just a matter of demand. People are asking me about the product, so it is foolish for me to not do it. I want to give people good products, and I see what all the companies are out there are doing now at the market, like CBD oil companies, and what they charge the people for a less amount of CBD with this small amount of percentage strength into it. I think, they're ripping off people. This is totally what I don't like.
Martin, with your foot pain, and you're taking the the cannabis oil, do you ever rub the oil on your foot?
Yes, yes-ish. I have a cream I make myself, and there is in this cream I've stuffed into this cream cannabis oil, and this helps with a lot of pains, acres. If my skin is dry, it will help it maintain the skin. I don't have any scar tissue. Yeah, I have scar tissue on the inside of my feet, but not on the outside. You can't see it on the outside. But if I have, my cream will help for this too. And so I have a lot of range of products we made.
Martin, what kind of products do you carry? Can you describe some of them?
I'm sorry, can you repeat the question?
What kind of products do you have? So you're mentioning a cream. You guys make oil, I assume, as well? CBD oil, do you? Or
yeah, we make highest possible THC oils. We buy in from a steady, good supplier, European high CBD paste, pure, and we mix this together to make our base product. And depending on what people are asking and willing of kind of products, but we can make capsules raw till suppositories, till creams, till tinctures, till cookies, candies, massage oils, till whatever kind of product you want. We make soaps. There is a lot of variety.
So pretty much everything across the board.
I can make cakes, cookies, brownies, candies, syrups. You name it, I can make it with THC and CBD oils.
What would you say the average age of your clientele are?
Very various. My youngest client is 4 years old, and my eldest client is 93 years old. Last week, turning 93 years old.
Wow.
And still partying like it's 1960. I need to tell this because, she wrote me a letter about thanking me about, she is in an elderly home and she has a lot of acres, sores, not functioning good. She has arthritis. She takes my oil and she says, "Oh, wonderful!" And she can. So we have walking racks or small carriages for walking for elderly people, and she pushes it on the way. I can walk without. A long parts when she walks, she needs to have the carriage so she can sit down, but she is more vital. She loves to party.
Good like for her.
No, she drinks a glass of wine a week and a small glass of Advocaat. It's an elderly with some liquor in it.
Advocate, okay.
Yeah, it's wonderful to hear stories like that.
Yeah,
it's really great. Martin, is there anything you'd like to say in conclusion about cannabis, your story, your company? Anything you wanted to say to wrap it up?
No, maybe I have a dog. He's epileptic, and we give him CBD oils. And almost now, the last seizure he has was 3 months ago. 2.5 months ago, 2 months ago, around New Year's Eve, the 2 days after New Year's Eve, he had a big seizure, and I gave him CBD oil, and within 1 or 2 minutes, the seizure stopped. I have a lot of people. I have a lot of children, elderly people, normal people. I have people in business suits. I have people that live on the streets that I help. We have them in all different varieties.
Mm-hmm. Martin, you're doing some wonderful work. It was a pleasure to talk to you, and all the best with your business ventures, and good luck with your foot.
Thank you very much.
Martin,
good luck with the Cannabis Health Radio.
Thanks. Thank you so much, Martin, and hopefully we're going to see you in Prague again.
Of course, I will be there in Prague. And if you are up to, you're always able to come to Spain if you want to.
Love to come to Spain.
It's nice weather there.
Yeah. Thank you, Martin.
Thank you so much.
Thank you.
And there you have it, another edition of Cannabis Health Radio. Wherever you are in the world, thanks for listening.
You've been listening to the Cannabis Health Radio podcast. Visit our website, cannabishealthradio.com, and follow us on Facebook and Twitter.